Hello and welcome to my Bioshock Infinite Burstgun guide. So the Burstgun is possibly one of the worst weapons in the game. Even if you upgrade this thing, it just sucks. I was hoping that getting the recoil decrease would help it, but there's two problems with this weapon. The first one is that it has a scope, but check out the accuracy. So you might think, oh, well you can just compensate for the recoil manually. It's like, okay, so I guess I can do that. So you can compensate for the recoil manually, and it does take some getting used to. But the weapon itself doesn't really deal high enough damage to justify running this, and the scope doesn't really help it either. You're better off just running the sniper rifle if you want some kind of scoped option. The sniper rifle one-shots most enemies except for like heavies, so the sniper rifle is just much better. At close range, this weapon is okay, like at like this range. As you can see as I'm shooting, the bloom, the inaccuracy bloom is quite high, so this thing's almost like a shotgun. However, the shotgun's just much better because it can hit multiple foes, so it doesn't really outshine the shotgun. The carbine is much better than this, even though this is kind of like a variant of the carbine. Even with all the upgrades, this weapon is quite terrible, so I definitely don't recommend running it. For some reason, most of the Vox weapons are just like straight up trash. The upgrades for this weapon are expensive, like the recoil decrease is 800. And I bought it just to test it, and it's like the bloom is too much. Like you'd have to like shoot in bursts to make use of this weapon and kind of be at close range too. I mean, you can manage the recoil pretty easily, but the fact that you have to shoot in like deliberate bursts when the carbine has a much better controlled like fire makes this weapon kind of bad. Like, the carbine just outshines this weapon in every conceivable way. It's more accurate, its headshots are more impactful, it has better base damage. Even though this weapon has higher ammo, you're really only getting your like money's worth when you're hitting with all 3 bullets, so each shot consumes 3 bullets. And even with the recoil decrease, this thing cannot stay on target. Like at range, let me get some. Let me find a nice clear wall you can see me shooting at. Let me just like run back here really quick. So there is spread at range. So you can kind of like accommodate for the recoil, but it's awkward and it's not worth it. Especially because even if you get all 3 headshots, it'll deal like 800 damage, which won't kill most enemies. So it's just not a good weapon. And from the hip it sucks too, because it has too much bloom on the... Look at how fucking big this crosshair's getting. Like, it's literally like a meme. It's just such a terrible weapon. I don't know why it's as bad as it is, but it's just fucking terrible. The sniper rifle is just better for getting headshots. The shotgun's better for close range. The carbine's better for like a utility everyman, or like jack-of-all-trades weapon. The upgrades for the burst gun are 2 damage increases, a recoil decrease, and a reserve ammo increase of 50%. So the thing can get a lot of reserve ammo, which isn't bad, but for considering how much ammo you're going to be wasting to get kills, it's just not worth running. It's not a power weapon. It's not even a good like versatile utility weapon. You probably could get kind of good with it, but even so, like, you're better off just running the carbine, the hand cannon, the sniper rifle, pretty much most weapons that are good. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the burst gun. It's basically a close-ranged weapon, and you can use it at range if you have insane accuracy control, or insane recoil control. You have to pull down or aim down with the joystick if you're on a controller as you're firing to make it 100% or close to 100% accurate. But if you want range, the sniper rifle is just much better, so I would just run the sniper rifle. And also, keep in mind the sniper rifle, when upgraded with the fire rate increase, is also good at close range, so you can shoot quite fast, as you can see here. So if you can land headshots consistently, this thing is amazing. It's basically like a hand cannon with a scope. You can use this or the hand cannon or the shotgun. All of those are really good like main weapons to run. Each you want to use different vigors for, but yeah, that's the Vox burst gun. It kind of sucks. I was hoping the recoil decrease would make it good, but unfortunately it still sucks even with it. Now, the recoil decrease would make it good if the bloom when shooting from the hip on the crosshair wasn't so bad, but the the crosshair bloom gets out of control, so you have to shoot in bursts. And the big problem with the weapon is its damage output just isn't there. So the fact that you have to fire a low damage weapon in bursts makes it suck. And the fact that you have to have recoil control while getting headshots. Like if an enemy's moving, it can be pretty difficult to maintain recoil control on a moving enemy or a distant enemy. So it's much easier just to get a single hand cannon headshot from the hip, or aiming down the sight, or a single sniper headshot. Or even with the carbine's accuracy bloom is pretty good, and it's actually not that bad to deal with. So you can fire at a good rate with the carbine to, you know, get 2 headshots, 3 headshots, and kill the enemy pretty accurately from the hip. So definitely just run the carbine if you want something with like medium damage, medium ammo. So yeah, that's my burst gun video. It pretty much is a bad weapon. That's all there is to it.